students. So let's begin where we have left in the last video. So we were studying chapter 3, that is in the earlier cities. So the next topic is new crafts in the city. So in this topic we'll study about what crafts Harappans had used in the past. So most of the things that archaeologists have found are made of stone or shell or metals. So some of the metals like copper, bronze, gold and silver. So copper and bronze were used to make tools, weapons, ornaments and vessels. And gold and silver were used to make only ornaments and vessels only. So copper and bronze were used to make four kinds of things like tools, weapons, ornaments and vessels, and gold and silver were only used to make ornaments and vessels. So one of the most striking finds, like one of the most shocking, or we can say one of the most amazing find was finds of uh, are those of beads, weights, and blades. So these three are the most striking finds. So beads are the, like I'll show you the picture. First of all, this is stone weights. So you can see how carefully or how precisely these weights are shaped, and these were made of chert, a kind of stone. So जो ये आप देख सकते हैं stone weights है, तो इनको लोग यूज करते थे, लाइक अभी लोग यूज करते हैं ना तराजू वेट करने के लिए किसी भी चीज का, लाइक 500 ग्राम्स का होता है, 1000 ग्राम्स का होता है, 2 kgs का, 5 kgs का। तो पहले, अभी तो लोगों के पास वो है ना, मतलब वो लोग आयरन के बने हुए, बट पहले लोग स्टोन का यूज करते थे वेट्स का, तो उनको एकदम कितने प्रिसाइजली उन्होंने मतलब स्टोन की इस वे में काटा होगा कि वो पूरा 1 किलो का हो या फिर वो 500 ग्राम्स का हो. So these stone weights were precisely made. And next is beads. So this is a picture of the beads. Many of these were made out of carnelian. Carnelian is a beautiful red stone. So these beads were used to make the ornaments or the jewelry. You can see some are circular in shape, and some are cylindrical in shape. So these beads were used, and archaeologists have found these. So from this we can know that the people lives in the earlier time used to wear these kinds of jewelry. And next is stone blades. So you can see people have, in present day we use blades made of different metals, but in the earliest time people used stone blades. So you can see how precisely or how well they are carved. So that's all. Next, next it's seals. So what is seals? The Harappan also made seals out of stones, like they have made seals. Seals are these are generally rectangular, have an animal carved on them. Seals are like something made up of stone, and animals are carved on them. And the Harappans also made beautiful pots with the beautiful black designs. So Harappan also has made pots with a beautiful black design. And cotton was probably grown at Mehergarh. So I have told you about Mehergarh in the second chapter also. So Mehergarh was a place where cotton has grown about 7,000 years ago. And actual pieces of clothes, like people जब यूज करते थे तो हमें कॉटन के क्लोथ्स के एक्चुअल एविडेंसेस मिले हैं. जो लोग होते थे, तो जो उनके जार्स होते थे, जो भी, तो हमें ढक्कनों पे मिला है, लाइक ढक्कन पे वो कॉटन क्लोथ अटैच करके उसके बाद जार को बंद करते थे. तो उस जगह पे, मतलब लिड्स पे, आर्कियोलॉजिस्ट को एविडेंस मिला है कॉटन क्लोथ का. सो लिड ओवर मतलब सिल्वर वास या कोई सा भी कॉपर ऑब्जेक्ट होता था, तो उस पे पीसेस मिले हैं कॉटन के. और वो कहाँ पे मिले हैं? मोहनजोदाड़ो में. सो आर्कियोलॉजिस्ट हैव आल्सो फाउंड स्पिंडल वॉल्स made of terracotta and faience. So spindle walls, like you can imagine, जैसे अभी लोग काइट उड़ाते हैं ना, पतंग उड़ाते हैं, तो पतंग उड़ाने के लिए जिसमें मंजा रहता है, तो वो स्पिंडल होती है ना एक, उससे उसमें बहुत सारा धागा लपेटा हुआ रहता है, तो उसी से धागा निकलता है, तो उसी को स्पिंडल वॉल्स कहते हैं। और जो आर्कोलॉजिस्ट है उनको स्पिंडल वॉल्स भी मिली है, जिसमें टेराकोटा और फ्यांस का धागा यूज किया गया था, और इसको थ्रेडिंग स्पिन थ्रेड के लिए यूज होता है, किसी भी काम के लिए, किसी चीज बुनाई के लिए, वीविंग क्लोथ्स। सो I'll show you the picture of seal. Sorry, I have shown you the picture of seal in the earlier video. So this is the picture of the embroidered cloth. You can see how well this cloth or these clothes were designed. So this is a statue of an important man found from Mohenjo-daro, and he has wearing embroidered clothes. So you can see how well it is designed. And next is faience. So faience, it's not like stone or shell, so these are found naturally, and it is a artificially produced material, and a gum was used to shape sand or powder quartz into an object. तो जो sand होती है और quartz को उनको एक गम के साथ मिक्स करके यूज किया जाता है, एंड उसके बाद इसमें कुछ शाइनी सा ऑब्जेक्ट मिला दिया जाता है, जिस वजह से फियांस बनता है और ये शाइन करने लग जाता है। सो जो इसका कलर होता है वो ब्लू या फिर सी ग्रीन होता है, और जो फियांस होता है वो बीड्स बनाने के लिए, बैंगल्स, इयररिंग्स और छोटे छोटे वेसल्स बनाने के लिए यूज किया जाता है। सो नेक्स्ट इज स्पेशलिस्ट। सो अकॉर्डिंग टू यू, who is who are the specialists, or who were the specialists? So specialists were the person who was trained to do only one kind of work, like अभी भी होते हैं ना स्पेशलिस्ट होते हैं, लाइक डॉक्टर्स, फॉर एग्जांपल डॉक्टर स्पेशलिस्ट होते हैं, लाइक हम लोग बोलते हैं कि ही इज अ कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट, सो मतलब वो हार्ट स्पेशलिस्ट है, तो वो सिर्फ हार्ट के पेशेंट्स को देखेगा। एंड जो न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट होता है तो वो सिर्फ नर्वस सिस्टम या न्यूरॉन से रिलेटेड कोई प्रॉब्लम होती है तो फिर वो न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट उनको देखता है। ऐसी डेंटिस्ट होता है जो दांतों के लिए है, तो ऐसी स्पेशलिस्ट पहले भी हुआ करते थे। सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल पहले तो ऐसे ऐसे मतलब लाइक स्टोन कटिंग, कटिंग स्टोन के लिए अलग स्पेशलिस्ट होता था, और बीड्स जो होती थी, बीड्स बनाते थे ज्वेलरी बनाने के लिए, उनको पॉलिश करने के लिए अलग स्पेशलिस्ट होता था। सो देयर वर डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ स्पेशलिस्ट विच हैव only a particular work to do, and they are, or they were in master in that work. So not everybody could have been a specialist. So we do not know whether only men were specialists or only women were specialists. And like sometimes some women will be specialist in some work, or some men were have been specialist in some work. So there was specialist in the past. Next topic is in the search of raw material. So, raw material are the substances that are either found naturally or produced by farmers or herders. So, raw material, like raw material for anything. We need raw material for making clothes, we need raw material for making food. So, these raw materials are then like collected together, and they made a perfect good or finished good. Like we say, जैसे हमने खाने का बहुत सारा सामान इकट्ठा कर लिया, like we need pepper, we need salt, for we need vegetable, we need like various things to cook a particular food. So that's all, that is what raw material is. And some of these raw materials are available locally, and some materials, or you say some metals, were have been brought from distant places, like जो आसपास नहीं मिलते थे तो उनको बहुत दूर से लाया जाता था। So next, Harappans got copper from Rajasthan, in present day Rajasthan, and from Oman in West Asia. So Harappans, they have got copper from these two places. And so tin and copper was mixed together to make bronze. So, and bronze is brought from Afghanistan and Iran. So earliest people, Harappans. They they have brought bronze from Afghanistan and Iran. Next is Harappans brought gold from Karnataka, and they have brought precious stones from Iran, Gujarat, and Afghanistan. Okay, so these are some of the main points you should remember about the chapter. And this is a toy carry goods, so you can see this toy, like these types of vehicle, or you say these type of vehicles were used to load and used to load goods from one place to another place. And next is seal. So this is a seal I was talking about. So you can see there are animals carved on it. Some birds or various designs are designed, and it is made up of stone. So next is food for people in the cities. So while many people lived in the cities, some of the peoples have also lived in the countryside. They have grew crops there and they have reared animals. So these plows, so farmers have started plowing their fields, like they have to dig earth and they turn the soil and then they plant the seed. So plow has been used, and we know also that the Harappans, they they have grew their plants from, like they have grew various plants like wheat, barley, pulses, peas, rice, and many others. A new tool. So according to them, plow was a new tool to them, and I have told you what plow do. And these reasons, मतलब like जो हरप्पन्स का जो प्लेस था जहाँ पे वो रहते थे, जिस रीजन में वो रहते थे, तो वहाँ पे बहुत ज्यादा what रेनफॉल नहीं होता था. So they have stored water for irrigation purpose. And so the large herd of animals, like बहुत सारी, like herd of goats or herd of sheep has been taken to the distant places for feeding them grass and water. And next is these they have collected fruits. So they also collected fruits like bear, and they also hunted wild animals like antelope, and they have caught fish from the river or the pond for feeding them. So next is the picture of a toy plow. So these type of plows were used in the past for turning the soil. So next is a closer look Harappan towns in Gujarat. So the city of Dholavira was located on Khadir Bait in Rann of Kutch. So Dholavira was a city which was located in the Khadir Bait in the Rann of Kutch. Kutch is a city in the Gujarat, and this place was a very fertile place, or you can say the at this place the fertile soil were found and fresh water was found. And unlike some of the Harappan cities, like most of the Harappan cities were divided into two parts, but this Dholavira city was divided into three parts. And these parts were surrounded with the stone walls and entrances through gateways. So this Dholavira city was a well-developed city, and it was divided into three parts. And gateways वगैरह सब लोग थे वहाँ, मतलब like stone walls थी, gateways था. And so there was also a large open area in the settlement. There was also a large open area for the public ceremonies. And some of the finds were like large letter scripts were found which were carved on the white stone, and some were carved on the wood also. So these were also found in the Dholavira city. And Lothal, next is the city of Lothal. So Lothal is a city which is located near the bank of Sabarmati River in Gujarat, and it is pretty close to the Gulf of Khambat. And In the Lothal, there were semi-precious stones were found in the Lothal, semi-precious stones, and some objects were found in the Lothal, like stone object, shells object, or metal objects. So this place was also a center for making the objects out of stone, shell, and metal. And in this place, there was also a storehouse for making the seals and sealings. And a building that was found here was probably a workshop for making beads, pieces of stones, and like all of the tools or finished beads have been found here. So these are the findings of Lothal. Next is a dockyard at Lothal. So this is the picture of a dockyard at Lothal, and in this place boats may have been have been a dockyard where boats and ships came in from the sea and through the river channel. So goods were probably loaded and unloaded in this dockyard at Lothal. Next is seals and sealing. So these are the sealings or seals which may have been used to stamp bags and packets containing goods. So you can see these seals today in present day also. So these were used to cover, like in present day, seals were used to uh, stamps like some important papers, or you say like बोर्ड रिजल्ट्स होते हैं, बोर्ड के रिजल्ट्स आते हैं या फिर बोर्ड के पेपर्स होते हैं, तो उनको सील से स्टैम्प करा हुआ होता है ताकि वो एकदम परफेक्ट प्लेस पे पहुंच जाए, वो भी सेफली विदाउट एनी चीटिंग के, लाइक किसी ने उन पेपर्स को देखा ना हो, सिर्फ ओनली some important people can see those papers. So seals are also used in today. So that's all for this video, and we'll cover the rest of the chapter in the next video. Thank you.